A man who pledged his life for the betterment of people with diabetes. Over 700 scientific publications. Over 100 national and international awards. An ordinary man with extraordinary attributes. Mohan, the eldest son and second child of Professor M. Vishwanathan and Mrs. Sharada Vishwanathan, was born on 10th of April 1954 in Kerala, but has lived in Chennai ever since. His late father, Professor M. Vishwanathan, was a pioneer in the field of diabetes and started the first diabetic clinic in India at the Government Stanley Hospital, Chennai.
Mohan has been a brilliant boy right from his childhood days. Even in school, he has always done very well. I remember once in school, he was caught by his class teacher for reading a storybook in class. He was taken to the vice principal, who punished him. The very same principal was so happy that he called him every weekend and gave him plenty of books to read. By doing so, he encouraged Mohan the reading habit. I wish him all the very best in the future. My blessings and prayers are always for Mohan.
Right from his childhood, Mohan showed signs of brilliance, topping his class at St. Kevin's High School. From the 5th standard, he studied at St. Mary's Anglo-Indian High School. Young Mohan not only excelled in studies but also in sports and was an inter-school champion in shot put. Mohan's record of the highest marks ever obtained by a student of his school stands to this day. He attributes this to his teachers, particularly his favorite science teacher, Mr. D. Paulraj, as well as the principal of the school, Father G.P. White, a strict but loving Irish priest. Mohan then moved on to Loyola College to do his pre-university studies. He stood first in the Madras University in the pre-university science group, and he owes his success here to Mr. V. A. Murthy, his zoology teacher. In 1971, Mohan entered the portals of the Madras Medical College, MMC, as a member of the now famous 1971 MMC MBBS batch.
He was a role model for others to follow. For example, he was used to present papers and publish papers along with his father, which used to be a stimulus to people like me, saying that we should also publish. Another good nature about his getting along with people. He never had any enemies as far as I know. We have never seen him to be very haughty or proud of all his achievements.
Mohan developed a passion for research very early in life. With the support of his father, Professor Vishwanathan, he started his research on diabetes even as a second-year medical student. The following year, Professor Lalita Kameshwaran, Professor of Pharmacology at MMC, allowed Mohan and his friends to conduct research involving animal experiments during the summer holidays.
Dr. Mohan was an outstandingly brilliant undergraduate student, and we were all very close friends. We shared many happy moments and also difficult times together. But Professor Mohan is somebody whom I am very proud to be associated with. I am very proud to say that I am his friend.
During his MBBS, he had published nearly 15 research papers, a record by an undergraduate student. He also excelled in his studies and won several medals and prizes. He was the captain of the MMC athletic team, which won the Inter-Medical Championship. Even today, he keeps himself fit by continuing his exercise regime over the years.
Many people do not understand is that the difference between achievement and success. Achievement is what a person overcomes obstacles and realizes in his own life by his own efforts. success is somebody else applauding it. He has had both, and I hope that for putting India on the map of diabetes, he got the Padma Shri, but for taking it out of the map of diabetes, he might be awarded the Nobel Prize.
The epidemiological study is something outstanding, which as a result of it, he has been elected as a fellow of the Science Academy of India, which is a prestigious association. As a result of his contribution and publication, he has been selected and conferred the fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of all the colleges in UK.
Dr. Mohan is an exception. Above all, what strikes one is his erudition, compassion and humility. I have no doubt at all he is an excellent example for generations of students of medicine to follow.
He also had a deep interest in English literature and poetry and wrote several poems. While at MMC, he met his soulmate, Dr. Rema, whom he married after completing his house surgency. Soon, their daughter Anjana was born. After completing his MD with gold medal, he joined his father to work full-time in the field of diabetes at the MV Hospital for Diabetes, MVH, and Diabetes Research Center, DRC, at Roypuram. In 1985, Dr. Mohan and Dr. Rema left for UK for higher studies. Mohan worked as a Wellcome Research Fellow in the United Kingdom and produced some outstanding publications. Then obtained the prestigious Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship from Germany, and he and Dr. Rema spent a year at the University of Ulm with the world-renowned Professor E.F.P. Pfeiffer. After returning to India in 1986, Dr. Mohan and Rema continued their work at DRC Roypuram for more than 5 years. During this period, Dr. Mohan completed his PhD. Meanwhile, Dr. Rema started a separate center for diabetic eye diseases. This was the beginning of the entrepreneurial skills of Dr. Mohan and Dr. Rema.
I should say he is an ornament to the profession and a jewel to the society. Here is a man who will undoubtedly work for the betterment of society.
In 1991, Dr. Mohan and Dr. Rema started their own center, then called MV Diabetes Specialties Center, which later became Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialties Center, DMDSC. Within 6 years, DMDSC moved to its own campus in Gopalapuram. DMDSC spread its wings further and established itself in several parts of the country, with over 270,000 registered patients. DMDSC is today acknowledged as the largest chain of diabetes centers in the world.
I would rate Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Center as definitely the most advanced and best for the treatment of diabetes globally.
I've gone to so many countries, but the kind of center, facilities I've seen in the Dr. Mohan's center is the best.
One of the most significant achievements of Dr. Mohan was the establishment of the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation, MDRF, which has evolved to become one of the world's largest standalone diabetic research centers.
Dr. Mohan is an amazing clinician, an amazing scientist. His background in basic science and epidemiology, clinical medicine, technology, information technology, the world's largest database about diabetes. It's just amazing to me that one man has accomplished so much. Dr. Mohan is a world leader in diabetes and in science.
Dr. Mohan's next contribution in institution building was the setting up of Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Education Academy, DMDEA. DMDEA is affiliated to Dr. MGR Medical University and the University of Madras. As part of the fellowship program, over 100 fellows have been trained in diabetes till date.
His ability to organize a world-class institution to organize researchers, clinicians to come together and to spread this message across the country has been something which is very inspiring. And I think the way he's progressed is something that it's actually an inspiration for many juniors to follow to achieve what he has done.
His vision probably goes towards a cure for diabetes. And that is the reason he does so much of work in basic sciences. I am proud to be one of his students.
Even from their early days, Dr. Mohan and Dr. Rema had always been generous and contributed extensively to charity. Around 1992, they became devotees of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. This was a major turning point in their lives. Inspired by their master, several charitable activities were taken up, including running of 3 pre-diabetes clinics and over 1,500 free diabetes camps, where several thousands of people have received free treatment, including supply of medicines. He also works closely with the Sri Satya Sai Seva organization and was recently elevated as convener of Sri Satya Sai Trust, Tamil Nadu. He considers this as the greatest achievement of his life.
So many doctors see that they themselves get stressed. But here, always he smiles.
It's very, very easy for anybody to talk to him one-to-one, that whatever he says comes from his heart. His unstinted devotion to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba had greatly endeared him to our beloved Bhagavan. We have found him to be a person who does his work quietly, without fuss, without any kind of ego. He is indeed a role model for all those, not only in the medical profession, but for all those who emulate to be somebody as a messenger and true servant of Sai.
The patients of Dr. Mohan don't look at Dr. Mohan as a physician, but they start loving him purely because the element of Bhagavan Satya Sai was there in every one of his actions and speech, even in the medicine. The science has merged with the spirituality. The divine will has come true when Bhagavan has chosen him to be the convener of Sri Satya Sai Trust, Tamil Nadu. Unless the God chooses the person, nobody can get that post.
Mohan is an example of what one man can do in the world. You have accomplished so much that many people cannot accomplish in their lifetime in a very short period. You have written 700 papers. That is wonderful. Perhaps that is enough to give promotion to full professorship for 10 individuals in the US. Today, you have Anjana and Unikrishnan to follow your footpath. They have demonstrated experience, knowledge, sincerity, and the passion that you have demonstrated. Certainly we miss Rama, but she will be happy to see the accomplishments that you have made.
We are very proud to be Indian delegate when we go to international meetings because they quote Mohan all the time, and we are very, very proud. Even recently at a meeting when I said stay for dinner, he said I have to go home and have dinner with my grandson and I have to do the puja. So I admire all those qualities of Mohan even more than what he is as a great diabetologist and scientist.
My father has always been my hero. If there's one word to describe my father, it would be hardworking. As a child, there was many a day when I never even used to see my father. He would be gone at sunrise even before I woke up and would come back home only after I'd gone to sleep. So hard was the kind of work that he used to do and his commitment to doctoring. I'm so proud of my father and everything that he has achieved, and I thank the Almighty for blessing me with such a wonderful father.
Today, in spite of Dr. Mohan's busy schedule, he always finds time for his family. he adores his grandson, Pranav, and ensures that he spends quality time with him. Dr. Mohan's outstanding work has been recognized nationally and internationally with numerous awards, including the prestigious Dr. B.C. Roy National Award by the Medical Council of India, fellowships of all the 3 Science Academies of India, including the FNA from the Indian National Science Academy, Delhi, which is considered one of the highest recognitions for science in this country. He is also a fellow of all the 4 Royal College of Physicians, namely FRCP, London, Edinburgh, Glasgow and Ireland. In recognition of his monumental work for nearly 4 decades in the field of diabetes, on 4th of April 2012, the President of India conferred the Padma Shri on Dr. V. Mohan. Dr. Mohan's work has touched the lives of millions of people, not only in India, but all over the world.